Yeah, go and turn it down, thing on it.
There we go.
I don't know.
Would I hear everything?
Yeah,
Yes.
we are.
Okay, that'll make nice. Okay, so
Yeah.
it work. Everything all right.
Yeah,
then.
everything's up.
Everything up. Shelly, are you up?
I'm up.
Up.
Yes.
Image up.
Yes, we're
All
up.
So, if you don't, you're not in the studio, so you don't know what's going on tonight, right? So we are going to introduce some fabulous black people doing a whole heap of good work in the community, wicked work. So would be my left, we have Stacey Wilson from the Wilson Law Firm, and we have, and it's pronounced Sekou.
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 Sekou. All right. Would that be an African name or?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
African.
All right. African name. As a Jamaican, have African name.
Exactly.
So African.
Same roots. Same roots.
Well, we know black people come from them places still, you know, but Sekou.
Yeah.
All right. So when you hear that, no, I call the man name wrong, you know. Me call it wrong already, so don't follow me. Don't follow me.
Oh God.
Yeah. So see, I can hear if your telephone are working, because.
Yes.
Draw it close, someone away out the front to something.
Good night.
Good, yeah, all right. That
There we
wise. You know what? Before we interview, she can't sing, you know, so in case we never.
Oh,
so,
wow.
so I don't know why she's so
Really?
far
Oh,
from
see?
the telephone.
Oh, we gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, she might get baited in there later. A little later.
So cool look like it's a really.
She's like, God, I wish he didn't do that.
Wicked singer, you know. Let me tell you.
I'll get my phone ready.
She
Right,
has
so,
to sing tonight.
all right, she's not a dancehall artist.
She has to sing tonight. Sing. You always.
No, we can't do that. Because she never fought for that. But I would try.
Oh my gosh.
Right, you can't put me on the spot.
Yeah,
she's
we'll
very-
try later.
He always
No, no,
saving
no.
everybody.
Shelly, we'll try later.
Yeah, we can try it. So Trini, big up. If you're there by your way, big up yourself, see your wave. So, them say ladies before gentlemen, so we're going to start to talk with my friend over there, see? So, Stacey is in the law firms, and just give it a rundown of why you choose that profession and what is it that you would like to accomplish with that profession. What, you know, give her a quick rundown of.
Okay. Well, I chose the profession because my dad suggested it. So after I graduated college, I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do. And my dad asked me, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I want to have a daycare. And he said, well, become a lawyer. And I was like, what does that have to do with being a daycare? And he just said, well, it's a profession that once you're involved in that, you can branch out and do a whole lot of other things. So I said, okay.
Okay, that cut and clear right there, so.
Right.
So you start just because daddy say
Exactly.
do that and you say boom. So are the years in school, because enough people want to know how many years of this hard labor in college and one bag of thing now.
It's 4 years of undergrad, 3 years of law school. So
Yeah.
7 years of...
And there's no way to cut that down to like 1 year.
No.
No,
No, it must be because Kim Kardashian cut hers down. Right?
Yeah,
How do
and
you feel about that?
How would you feel about her representing you?
No, but I mean, it's
I'm just
possible.
saying.
It's possible.
I'm just saying.
Right? So, how do you feel about Kim Kardashian cutting down the lawyer years?
Well, in California, it's different.
It's different in California.
Yeah, it's different in California.
Money
because
talk over there,
the- No, because you can do actually, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Stacey, but I think you do 2 years or 3 years in an apprenticeship and then 1 year of school. Whereas in Florida, you have to do the full 3 years of school before
So you
can
could just
even
go to
get
school
the
in
bar.
California and then come back over here.
Yeah, but you still have to do the Florida bar.
Oh, you still have to
Still
do
have to do
the
the Florida
So to
bar.
practice law in Florida, you have to have a Florida bar license.
Exactly. Yeah, Florida, New York, and California are the
Okay.
only 3 states where you have to have that particular state's license to
Okay.
practice in that state. Yeah.
That was
Okay.
big
who come up with
information.
that rule? Why is that? You say Florida, New York, and where another one?
California.
California. Why is that? So you can with a license in Florida, you can practice law in like Chicago,
No, only in Florida.
or only in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you have a in California, if you're practicing law in Chicago, you can go anywhere.
Except the 3 states.
Except for the 3
That's
states.
what he's trying to find out. If I get my license in Ohio, can I use it in
Chicago,
in Alabama, and
Georgia,
Tennessee, and
But
all
not
other
New York.
places.
just not New York.
Florida
and New York, basically.
New York,
That's what-
Florida, and where else?
California.
And California.
Yeah, it's only 3 states where there's no
And
reciprocity.
do you notice that's the 3 money states?
Right.
I'm just saying.
Well, Florida.
They trying to make sure
I don't
they.
think Florida's a money
Yes,
state.
it is. Come on, we're the biggest tourist state in the USA. Where else other than California, can you go?
Yeah, but
As far
go to Florida,
that's
man.
gonna get foreigners.
but they have so
to
many
come
rip-off
in.
things where you can't sue people
It don't
for.
matter, but it's still money state, whether you want to believe it or not. It's a money state.
I guess.
It-
Well, they're not paying no money. That's
That's
for
the
sure.
point. They're not paying no money, but they making all the money. Look at Disney. Trying to tell me they're not.
Well, they
making
gave
millions.
Disney people a raise, thank God.
and it's still not enough. Trust me.
So how did you, Kasashi?
We knew you were gonna butcher it.
Well,
I ain't even listen.
Takashi
I already know I'm gonna butcher it. So this
Say it again for that.
Sekou.
Saku.
No,
Sekou.
Sekou. Yeah.
Sekou. Easy.
So
Like I said,
what
Sekou.
made you decide to become a lawyer?
I first decided in high school that I wanted to become a lawyer, but I got sidetracked by sports. And then later on in my 20s, after life kind of settled down, I said, you know what, I need to get back to my purpose.
Football?
Track,
Track.
yeah. And then I decided I need to get back to my purpose, which is helping and leading people and making money.
okay.
Yeah.
So you both do immigration law?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what do you think about when someone passes away and they have no social security? Do you think they should be able to leave something for their family even though they don't have a social, or it's just a wash? You're gonna try to fight for some type of rights for them?
So that one question is impacting like 3 different areas: probate, social security,
Yeah.
and immigration.
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it's a broad
basically you're
question.
saying they don't have a social security.
They don't have a
number.
social security, so they pretty much, they worked and they just can't leave their family anything after they pass.
Exactly.
life
Yeah.
insurance.
Yeah, nothing.
No, but that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
property. You're able to leave property for your
You're able
family.
to leave property.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the problem is you can't collect social security, or sometimes like certain pensions. Like I have a client, she worked for Disney for years,
Wow.
over 20 years. I think even over 30 years. And now she's older, she's ready to collect her pension, and she can't because she doesn't have her social.
But then how do you own property?
Wow.
But how do you own property without a social?
A tax ID.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can have a tax ID without a social?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because I mean, the government still wants some kind of way for you to pay them taxes if you're going to own.
They
if you're
want
going to
their
own a piece
money.
of land.
So
yeah.
they would let you file taxes, but you would really can't be here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're actually supposed to file taxes even though you're not legal.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
You ain't supposed to be here, but you got to make sure you pay here.
Right. Right.
Wow, that's crazy.
So Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
Should we go right into that?
You want to go into that?
I want to just go into
Oh,
that. 'Cause
God.
I'm just so curious
Yeah.
as to what you guys think about the fact that he has all these charges and he can just say he's, okay, I'll just help you guys find out the killer or the whatever the people involved.
Well, I'll say my piece and then I'll defer to the big time criminal defense
Yeah.
former prosecutor.
Uh-huh.
I mean, if he's assisting the government to actually pursue bigger crimes and larger organized crime, well, I mean, that's his constitutional right. So, I mean, if he's going to give that, they're going to have to assist him with giving him less time.
So you think he's going to get like a lot less, like he can really get off in a couple months, time served?
I don't know about time served, but I mean, he will definitely get less time because he's assisting the government in furthering their investigation.
And you think they're going to let him walk the streets like the Bloods and the Crips or whoever these people are?
Oh.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's the blood and the Crips. I think it's
No, it's just blood.
It's the
Treyway.
Treyway, yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I think what he was working for is for a 51 letter from the judge. Is that what I think it's called a 51 letter? I'm not sure. I know it's some kind of letter. That's the whole reason why he did the testifying, so that he can get this letter. And this letter will qualify him for time served. So, but I think the judge is supposed to come back and actually determine whether or not he's going to get the letter. So it hasn't even, I don't even think, come into play yet. Has it?
Hey,
I don't think so.
at the end of the day, bigger mobsters in the U.S. history have assisted the government and want the streets free. So, you know, compared to what 69
Without the
did.
protection thing?
No, with protection.
Oh,
of
oh,
course.
No, but they said it is, if he did, they're offering it, it's his choice. So if he doesn't, it's on.
But then where is he going with all those tattoos? Like, he can't even cover up anywhere.
Well, maybe he can cover up the tattoos and change his hair, and then he'll be
I guess.
all right.
He can't hide it. He can't hide it. Skittles can't
So do you
hide
guys feel funny when you defend someone that you know is lying and is guilty?
I mean,
I don't think he's lying. That's the one thing.
Yeah, but I mean, not forget about
Because
sex.
that's-
I mean, just says in general. when you have to defend someone that you know.
I mean, for me, it's not my job or my duty to determine if the person is lying. It's my job to give them the best representation that they can get based on the law. Stacey?
Yeah,
What do you think?
absolutely. You know, you're innocent until found guilty in this country. So we're just here to make sure that your rights are protected and you get the best representation in your case.
Yeah.
So you still go to sleep at night knowing that he raped that little girl and you defended him. And I'm just asking.
Well, I don't do rape cases.
Oh, you don't do
I
rape
don't,
cases.
yeah.
Okay,
don't.
good.
She was like,
Good.
Yeah, I
giving you
don't
that evil eye.
I'm just checking.
Well, it no matter, you know.
We are private attorneys, so we get to decide what
Right.
cases
What
we
kind
want.
of cases
Right.
you take on. Right.
No, that's good. That's good to know. So you don't do rape cases either.
No. I mean, I have done a couple, but I had to review the facts first to, you know, pretty much know that the actual accused is actually innocent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that.
So the two I don't know, as black people, right? So as a when I turn and a black person walking do you feel obligated to help them more than if a white person was walking? And with probably the same trial, the same charges, whatever the case may be, would you more prefer to defend a black person than a white person?
No,
No.
I defend anybody that comes to
All
me.
right.
Yeah.
All right. No, that's where it will go. So and then how do people actually get a hold of you guys? Is it more like recommendation, what you've done, and have you actually? What is the biggest cases you guys have ever worked on?
I think it's a little bit of both. You know, a lot of referrals, recommendations from past clients or just other attorneys. Like there are areas that Sekou might do that I don't do, so I would refer cases to him or vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what big case would we say Sekou has worked on that we can say, all right, that brother can save a life, so we're gonna call to him now?
I mean, it depends on how you define big. You know, last week I was able to do a trial where this guy was for sure going to get deported to Jamaica. And, you know, his whole family was there, baby mama and everything. And we were able to save the kids, everybody crying. So that's big for that family.
Right.
You know, I was able to do another civil case, you know, where it was a 3-day trial. This guy was very, very injured. And after the 3 days, the jury issued a $1.3 million verdict. So, like, that's huge for that family.
Yeah, you need to pass over his name
Yeah.
so we can.
Bring him on the show and talk to him so we can get a little dollar from him.
No, I'm just.
Yes, so some people value freedom more than
Well,
money.
that,
Right.
You know, so it just depends on what you define as big.
Right.
So with Trump, I kind of like pull up the rules them now and utilize all of the immigration laws, because obviously there probably was there but not you would have to being
Fully forced.
enforced at this moment now, and he's really putting it out there now. So, immigrant or person or leaving from a different island or whatever, come to the United States right now. What would you advise the tone? What would you advise them at this particular time to how to get through the system and then to be able to become a citizen of the United States right now? Because there's so many, it seems like there's so many barriers right now. I hear about the people in Mexico are actually in tents, waiting on trials and all kind of things now. So, I'm not talking about Mexican, we're talking about island people, because it look like Mexico is really, many of them by themselves and I don't want problem, but it appears to me like that. So, how want to see it right now with the immigrations, the people them trying to come into the country right now, with the problems, I would say, or the laws against them right now. What would be their chances of getting through right now?
Stacey, I want to jump on it first.
Sure. All right. Well, I always say that if you don't have to be here illegally, don't do it. You know, unless you have to, you know, like asylum or, you know,
People
in
trying
your
to come into
country,
the
you're going to
country
be
right now,
persecuted, something like that. But because it is a little bit more difficult than before to even adjust your status and become legal. And sometimes people that are here illegally go through so much, you know. So my advice is, if you don't have to, you know, don't do it. But if you are here illegal, there is relief. You know, there are different ways to make you legal in this country to adjust your status. So it's just about consulting with somebody that knows what they're doing to help you along.
Perfect. Stacey couldn't have said it any better. My advice to people, you know, when you're coming in, even say you're coming in on a visitor's visa, don't overstay. If you want to stay, try to get an extension and then find some type of relief. But the worst thing that you can do if you don't have a choice is overstaying.
Right,
Yeah.
so we don't overstay now.
All right.
We have a problem.
But
we
what's
have a
the-
problem, and we call on one now. So, one advice would be like left and try for forward back in. I mean, what option do we have now? Cause we don't want left. So we don't want left. We're there, we're there a couple of years now. You know, woman or whatever the case may be. What is
Baby.
the option?
You've met a
illegally
woman,
now.
you got a 1-year-old.
Yeah, we don't want
Now
left.
you don't want to leave.
What
Well,
is the option?
It just depends on your situation. So everybody's situation is different. If you're here and you find love and you marry a U.S. citizen, you know, then there's an option for you to adjust your status here. You know, if you have different things that can help. If you have a U.S. citizen child that's over 21, they're able to file for you and adjust you. Different things that can happen that will allow you.
So it doesn't hurt you when you go to the immigration and you say, "Oh, I've been here 20 years illegally," knowing I've been here illegally, and I want to try to stay. That doesn't. They like.
Does it hurt their case?
Right.
It just it depends. You know, everything is case by case. So it just depends on the specific facts of your stay
Oh, okay.
and your circumstances.
Okay.
And the cost is very important. The cost, the beginning cost, starting at how much does it take?
To do what?
To file,
to
to
file,
get your
to get
visa,
your papers.
to be able to stay. What are they looking like, a ballpark?
Okay, so filing fees. Filing fees are different from attorney's fees. So, you know, I can tell you a couple of the USCIS filing fees. The petition for alien relative, that's $535. To adjust your status, that's $1,225.
Okay, so just your status means that they were already kind of registered and something happened and now they need to be re-registered, correct?
No, not exactly.
Because I hear the word
So-
adjust, so I'm
so-
assuming something was there.
Okay, so you have two types of status. You have non-immigrant status and immigrant status. So most people come in on a non-immigrant status, which is kind of like a tourist visa or a student visa. That's a non-immigrant because you're saying that you don't have any intention to stay, you plan to go back.
Right.
So if you come in on a non-immigrant and then you're trying to adjust your status, which is changed to an immigrant status, which is like through marriage or through certain type of jobs, you're trying to now change your status from a non-immigrant to an immigrant. Which is
Okay.
a green card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And then you continue on with the other fees.
The fees. So then, apart from the filing fees, you'll have attorney's fees.
Right.
And I think for maybe for relative petitions, they started maybe about 3,000 and
Yeah.
up for attorney's fees.
Now, do you guys have like payment plans? Because you know, not everybody can walk off with $3,000.
Right.
To say
Absolutely.
here.
Absolutely.
No, not everybody's rich.
Absolutely, the man. Just
You
pay
can.
3 installments of $5,000.
You can't be a black firm and don't
Oh
want to pay the plan.
God, you got to.
We are compassionate. We are sensitive to people's financial situations, so we do
Exactly.
offer payment plans.
Okay. Well, okay.
And,
And what's you guys' relation?
We're friends.
friends and yardies, just the instant yardie connection.
Yeah.
That friends was a big smile.
No, because I really respect him,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
we met not too long ago.
At the courthouse.
Yeah, at the courthouse. And we just
Okay.
instantly connected. I think, did we hear? I think I was with a client and he knew Sekou.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
probably heard the
Yeah,
accent,
the
from,
accent,
from
right.
a distance.
Exactly.
Oh, one of my
Yeah.
people there.
So you are married? You're married?
Who?
Both.
No.
It's-
Both of you.
She's asking both. She said,
Are you guys married? That question is so hard. That's like a yes or no.
Yes.
Yes, you're married. Okay.
and you,
Good.
yes, okay, there we go. Okay, so one of the things we were discussing before you walked in was the little girl that was arrested on Friday, the 6-year-old. What are your thoughts on what occurred? So a 6-year-old threw a tantrum in school, and the police were called. They came, they decided to go ahead and arrest her. They put handcuffs on her, put her in the back car, took her down, booked her fingerprints, and actually took her to juvie. Called the grandmother, letting her know, yes, your granddaughter has been arrested. Your 6-year-old
Yeah.
has been arrested. How do you guys feel about that? And do you feel that, is that even legal?
Well, it is legal because, she committed a crime battery per se. I listened to a couple of the different reports about it. So it was a legal arrest, but it wasn't politically correct. There were, I think that they said that the arresting officer violated some of the rules of Orange County Sheriff's Office or
Right,
whoever
right.
he worked for,
Right.
and that he was supposed to call in the arrest for anybody under 12, I believe.
Right.
So he violated that. He's on suspension now.
Okay.
The good news is that the state attorney said that they will not be pressing charges against her. She had a press conference today, so that's
Wow.
good news.
That's crazy, though. I mean,
crazy,
what
yeah.
was, I don't know. I don't know.
So a little 6-year-old.
6-year-old.
I beat up people.
Yes, obviously she's really
people should-
dangerous.
how much
I
people
mean,
should beat up?
I mean, that's what I'm seeing. Because, I mean, she had to be really dangerous in order for them to book her.
So
I mean,
how much
and
people
put
should- how much
handcuffs.
people should beat up?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, that they said maybe she kicked maybe a school official or somebody like that. So,
Okay, a 6-year-old.
yeah.
And nobody can say timeout.
And what?
Go
give me
to the
some
corner.
description of the girl now. I mean, what's her weight? Like she weigh 220. I mean, no, me have to ask. I mean,
No, actually, did we send the picture
Oh,
over? I think we have a picture. Did you
one
send it over?
6-year-old.
Did you
She's
send it
a
over?
baby.
Can
She's
beat up
little.
anybody.
She's
and
little.
box anybody
I
down
would
and do
say
anything.
she was probably about
muscle?
60 pounds, maybe less,
If that.
and probably about less
Wow.
than 4 feet tall. And because it's a 6-year-old.
And she
That's
chose
just-
her.
And
Yeah.
That's just crazy.
that's
to me, man.
crazy. Like, you couldn't control this 6-year-old that you had to literally
So-
arrest her.
We're saying it's a black child, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. It's a
and
minority.
this happens in
Orange County.
Orange County, yeah.
Of course.
But it was also a black officer.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, our own.
A black,
That's
really?
crazy. I mean,
Yep.
I mean,
Our
Stacey,
own.
one of the first things they teach us in law school is that it's at the age of 6 that a child cannot mentally or have the mens rea to make a decision to commit a crime.
Right.
That's usually the cutoff. So it's surprising to me that an officer would even make that call to book a 6-year-old child.
I could understand if they called the police and he, kind of tried to scare her and put her in the back seat just to scare her, which is understandable.
That's
Even-
still not even
But you,
understandable.
no, it's
even that's
understandable.
extreme. Even
No,
that's
no,
extreme.
no, I'm not saying handcuff her. Just be like, okay, we're gonna put you in. You want to see what they have? I could understand that, but handcuff her.
But even if a
put her
6-year-old was
in,
stealing,
mug shot. She actually has a mug shot.
let's say a 6-year-old
This-
was stealing in Walmart. they wouldn't even do that. They would hold that person till the parent came.
Exactly.
They
Call the
wouldn't.
parent.
Right. They would call the parent.
Honestly,
so for them to
that's a
just
lie.
take that kid out
To
to
be
school, out
honest,
of
that's a
school,
lie.
they hold the child.
I had to
for the
fight
parent.
with Orange County because they did to my son. He went in with a bunch of friends, and the
How old
friends.
is your son?
My son at the time he was 13.
13
Well,
is different
He
than
was,
I mean,
six.
we said
no,
six,
no,
so yeah,
no.
talk
But
about
I'm
six.
saying no. You said no. She's saying
13
that
is different
they
from
call
six.
you. Honestly, they don't call you. He went in with the friends. The friends started stealing. He went out, and because he wasn't quick enough to get out, they arrested him. They didn't call me. They didn't tell me nothing. I literally took 8 hours calling everywhere, hospital.
Imagery, we're
everywhere.
talking about a
They didn't
6-year-old
call. No, I'm
computer
just
13.
saying this
No, but
system
that
is messed up.
Yeah, we
period.
know that.
They don't call you, so I'm
But
even
it-
surprised that they called the grandma.
In
Maybe
that-
because she was 6.
Right, the way I
But
thought
they
was
didn't
6.
even call. So I'm how they deal with kids in the system. Period. It's messed up, and especially minority children. It's messed up. And I understand that yes, we have a lot of minorities that's doing things wrong, but it's also the system. It's a whole lot of stuff that needs to be handled at once. And it's just sad. It's like everybody lost their morals nowadays. There's no morals even in the system. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way.
I mean, we understand what you say, and totally, the world just changed. This is a different world.
I mean, I have a
So I
friend,
understand.
and they're in high school, and her son was like I don't know what you would call, I guess, assaulted, like by a kid. They stuck a Q-tip in his ear, and then they bust his eardrum. I guess he thought he was tickling him. It still busts his eardrum, so
Right.
that's like assault. You get up in the middle of the class,
Right.
and the cops were called. They never took the little boy, and I mean, they can't even press charges, and the kid can like hardly hear out that ear. So I don't know how they would take a 6-year-old that's acting up, and you didn't take a high school kid that
Right.
bust another kid eardrum
Right,
in the middle
right.
of class, and he didn't. They expelled him, but
I just want to know what was going
can they
through
press charge? Can
the
they like
cop's
sue the
mind.
family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Or the
what
school,
would
maybe
the,
even the school,
what
right?
would this lawsuit would be for this one? Because you're saying the arrest is correct. The arrest that they got for her was correct.
Well, I'm not saying it's correct. I'm saying why. What was the reason for the arrest? So they were charging her with some kind of battery or disorderly conduct.
So they don't have an age limit of when you can basically form an arrest. There's no basic limit. If a 1-year-old acts up, you can just go ahead and arrest them. There's no law that's in there that basically says there's a limit or age where.
So, so just to jump in, an arrest for a juvenile is completely different for an arrest for an adult, because for a juvenile, the goal is more to retrain, versus an adult, it's either punitive to actually punish. So that's why from, I guess, 6 to 18, the child would not actually have a record. Versus an adult, from you get arrested at 18 upwards, there is a record. So it's a little bit different court mechanism with a juvenile versus an adult.
But what I'm trying to find out is what is the age that they
There's
start?
no age. We don't know.
They don't
age.
have no age.
Yeah.
So basically, a 2-year-old acts up and they feel like it's an assault.
We don't know.
They can just go
But
ahead and.
there are elements to a crime, so like battery, you have to have the intent to do an unwanted touch, so.
Right, I think that's what the school said too. He didn't intentful stick the Q-tip,
Right,
so
so-
that was how he, yeah.
So I have a question. We had a topic about when the police pull you over and what is the best ethic for black people at this point to do because of what we've seen in the news. The police can pull you over now. Does the police officer need to tell you why they're pulling you over? And we're asking the two of you guys.
No.
No?
No.
No.
No. Okay. So regardless, they pull you over, they don't have to say nothing to you. Then go up to the car now, tell you to come out to the car. it would
Wait. I want you to emphasize on that, what they just said.
They said no.
I want you to say loud and
Well,
clear
no.
to these people out there.
I mean, me
loud and clear.
I said they said
The
no.
cops do not have to tell you why they pulling your ass over.
All right.
Let them know that.
All right, so
Thank you. Okay,
all right,
now
so-
go ahead. Tay.
Okay, so then what we response was that we're gonna ask, why did you pull me over?
Do you
Right?
agree with that?
So we're split into the what is the reaction you're supposed to do as somebody. When you worry about black or not, when they pull you over now, the first thing in anybody's mind is to ask a question: what's going on?
Exactly.
Okay, them say, me now have to tell you, come on to the car now. We're all of us are agreeing that your attitude at this point matters now.
Hugely.
Because we gonna ask why you pulling me over, but we're not. Nobody's asking in no derogatory way. You know, we're not cussed about the word. We're gonna ask.
You're changing this now.
No, the question was to ask. Should we ask in the question?
Right.
Her
Stop right
idea
there.
was.
So don't tell my idea first.
No,
Let
no, no.
them-
Because
that
we have-
is nope.
That-
That is
that-
leading. That is leading
no,
the witness.
but we have to talk. No. We have to explain.
I object.
We have to
I object.
We have to explain why what the debate was about.
Oh God.
The debate is about what should happen, because all of us says to ask why you pulling me over. That one said don't say nothing.
That one, don't say that
No, I
one.
mean, somebody says not to say nothing. We're saying then how
Shelly
it-
Simone.
where does it go from
Phil
here?
says
If him not say
you
nothing,
say
we
nothing.
not say nothing. What then?
That's leading.
What's the problem?
That's leading the witness.
So somebody
You
has
should
to
just
say
ask
something.
them to
No,
say-
what may I say is that somebody has to say something. The policeman pull you over.
You're
He's
still
supposed to-
leading
He's
them.
supposed to tell you why. You're saying he don't have to.
Right.
So him come to the car. Come on to the car. Nobody said don't come out to the car. We come out to the car. Why are you? So there's no part in this progress. We need to know why we're getting pulled over. So we ask a question. The officer said, I don't need to tell you.
So if they decide to detain you
Okay.
for some reason and question you, they are supposed to tell you why they are detaining you.
It's before that, but he's going all before that. They pull you over. They don't tell you why they pull you over, but they say, "Can I have your license and registration?" Should you act? What should you say next? Should you say next, "Why you pulling me over?" Before you hand him what he asked you for, you want to question him back? So should you hand him what the hell he asked you for and shut your damn mouth?
Comply and shut up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
That's what I say.
Hold
You
on.
led him into all that stuff,
No,
and that
no,
is the
no.
beginning. That is what I'm telling you.
No, that is the argument, you know. But the idea was that him now say nothing to you. When you say you
He
go to the
doesn't
car,
have to. He just told you he don't have to.
but the man say if we
He don't
being
have to. When he
detained.
asked you, no, he said when he asked you for
So
your
no
license
detained.
registration,
But
you say nothing.
From them pull up, okay. So from them put on the siren, and we have to pull over now. So they interrupting out my life.
That's right.
What I know?
He's your
Regardless
boss
of what
when
me
he
do
pull
wrong,
over.
me getting pulled over at this particular
your
point
boss.
right now.
He is.
Right? a person would think that they have the right to ask a question. Why you pulling me over?
No.
Nobody not said jump out to the car and do nothing foolish. And that you are go
No,
after
I said
that,
don't
you're gonna
ask
be
no
bullish.
questions. Just pull out what he
So
asked
all right,
you.
him say this one pull you over now, right? So you are gonna sit in the car for 3 hours, being detained at this point.
You're not detained yet. He came to
Well,
you.
I know, well, you get the driver, like you say, you get the driver license and I give it to him.
No, because they asked.
All right, I'm working with you right now.
No, you're not working with me because
I'm
they don't do
Shelley,
that.
stop the man. Stop the man. They pull you over.
Let him say
I'm
it.
listening to what she says and what you guys are saying. They pulled you over. They didn't ask. You said they said give me a license registration. You gave it to them. They go back to the car. They sit in the car and then do whatever they have to do. Right? Let's say it takes an hour. Where do I ask a question at this point now?
That's so hypothetical and it just doesn't happen.
Not that-
Seriously, it just doesn't
But
happen.
no. But I've been pulled over. Then I said to them.
I
Then
mean, you
me
do
ask
have
why.
the right. I mean, you do have the right to ask, "Am I being detained?"
Okay.
Look
If
how
it's-
long, though.
If it's yes or no, that's when you can ask if you're free to go. Because if you are not being detained, then you should say, "Well, I am free to go."
But the question is not that they ask him, well, should you be detained? The question he's saying is, why did you pull me over? That's at the beginning stage, and you don't need to ask that.
Okay, well, I saw something on Facebook, a white guy. He was basically saying, instead of responding to the officer, let him know that you want to basically plead the fifth and you say nothing else after that. I choose not to say nothing, reply to you to basically, I don't want to incriminate myself and I'm saying nothing after this point. And basically just sit there and say nothing.
So, but what you do wrong?
But
I mean,
what's the
No,
point in
he
that?
basically he's not answering no question. So if the police ask him, "What's your name?" he's not replying.
Those things
If he
are so
goes,
dumb to do.
no,
It's
but
really
he's saying
ridiculous
he
and
that
dumb.
Completely agreed.
what
I
he's
saw that,
claiming.
too.
You
He
just-
says, I don't answer questions.
It's
Right.
just agitating the
That's
officer that he's human, he's not a robot, he's scared too.
No, but
you
that's
scared, he's
what I'm
scared,
asking,
you agitating the
is it
situation
legal?
and you didn't do nothing wrong. Why do that?
Well, on the chat's a question. No?
What I'm asking is it legal?
To not say anything?
Basically, exactly what he said. He let the officer know, I'm not saying anything after this point. That's it. I'm not answering no questions.
Yes,
That's
it's
it.
legal.
Yeah,
You're gonna
it's
set
legal.
that, but he's gonna take your
Stop,
ass
no,
to jail too.
you're not the lawyer. You could hear from them.
Well,
As long as you
I
don't
think
have
I've
a
been
record.
All right,
wrong.
well, make the answer now.
you need to go to law school.
She need to.
I don't personally see anything wrong with if you're pulled over to ask, why am I being pulled over? You can. I mean, I think every interaction with any police officer needs to be very polite and professional, even if it's just a speeding ticket, because you'll be surprised. When I represent people for speeding tickets, the officer may say, no, I don't want to work out anything because they were rude, So
Right.
every time you interact with a law enforcement officer, it needs to be, professional and polite. If you ask, and if they answer you, they do. If they don't, they don't, But there's nothing wrong with asking, in my
Thank you.
opinion.
Thank you.
I already said my thing.
No, but I
said it already. Shut up.
Trip set up next to you. That's
No,
all
but
I'm
I'm still in the
That's
thought
why I said that. You might be
process
cologne
of the
and-
not answering, because now you're not answering none of his questions.
But you still give your license. Anything that they ask you to do, you have to turn it over. So you're correct in that. If while you're giving it, can I ask why I'm being? Why you stop me?
So when he asks you for license and registration, you have to present it.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that he's going to tell you why. Can't you wait till he tells you why he's pulled you over? What is your rush? Just give him what he asked for. He's going to tell you why. And that's it. Shut up and wait. I have 4 boys, and I want them to shut up and wait. Don't agitate the officer. Don't do it.
Completely agreed.
Yes.
All right, so that subject was just everybody's opinion, right? So I think when it reached, when you get pulled over, everybody say relax, talk with as calm as you can, make sure your hands are visible, right? And listen what the officer is saying.
Of course.
Our only question is when to ask, why am I being pulled
Never.
over?
He's going to tell you.
Detained for. and she's just saying, just sitting at the car and wait for life.
Yep, he's going to tell you.
But-
He's going to tell you why he pulled you over. He's going to tell you.
All right. Well, hopefully, when you get pulled over all the time, them tell you.
They do.
So, what you guys feel about the violence now, and at the situation where there's the killings with the? I mean, I don't want to say, they're deliberately doing something, but do you feel that it's
Happening
is there
too
bad
much.
training at this point? And then what laws does the person have?
To protect themselves.
Right, because she's saying just don't say nothing, right? And the people nowadays have the phone. I mean, that's probably our only defense at this point. What would you suggest a person does that they get pulled over at this point? Now, give us phone a understanding of the law and everything so we can know.
I mean, I think it's a combination of things. I think from the police officer side, better judgment can be used, and better interaction, especially with a person who is of a different race and different culture. Like, it's all about communicating. I think a more friendly approach could change plenty of these scenarios. And then the actual person that is being pulled over, if you just comply, answer the questions. If you feel threatened, you do have the right to ask for a supervisor and basically say that you don't want to proceed with anything until there's a supervisor, unless you're being detained. So I think a lot of these situations on both sides could have been avoided if there was better communication. And then, I mean, to solve that, I think there has to be some kind of training for officers in terms of interactions. Because if you notice in other countries like Canada, UK, I mean, there isn't that much killings, because they try multiple different type of approaches before using deadly force.
Right.
So I think on both sides, there can be some improvement.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I agree. No, but I do. And the thing is, you have a taser. You have, besides your gun, you have a taser, you have a baton. Why isn't those things going into play before your gun? It's still a life. Whether you treasure it or not, it's still a life. There's still options. And I just think people are just taking the law into their own hands just because they have the power. And that's what I'm afraid of.
Would you
You're not afraid.
want to
Shut up.
represent somebody
When they
that,
pull you
I
over.
mean, not to say,
Oh, no.
have you guys
Listen, I
ever
don't have no
had
interactions with them.
the option to
I give them
represent
my
somebody
license.
that was, our family member was probably heard from the police officer? Or you guys ever been to a trial like that?
I haven't.
I have something.
Hold on, let's ask the question. now.
What?
Sorry, that was.
Yeah, I did one similar where a guy felt like he was attacked by an officer in his car for no apparent reason, and there had to be an internal investigation as to why that person was targeted, and after a while they kind of dissolved it.
So basically,
It
nobody-
never went to court.
Yeah, it just dropped.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and there was an out of court settlement. Yeah. Yeah.
Things to make you say.
That's a little something.
I just feel like
But what people have to understand with things like these, it's all a case by case basis, because I mean this can happen with specific facts, and then you are in a different situation and it ends up completely different. So you can't use one situation to judge how, another situation is going to turn out.
Right. I agree.
Since you know the law now, you ever use it? Like, all right, so we have the same scenario. The policeman pull you over. You guys are lawyers. Do you feel like you're more empowered to utilize what your knowledge to get? I guess, I mean, you're gonna get the ticket regardless, but I'm not trying to get to know the ticket. But like, she not gonna say no, but you would say something because, or do something because you know the law more than, or even better than the police officer would know the law. You can't do that. Where you do that for? The same, it might take 1 hour. You'd say, boy, 59 minutes if you take, I'm there 1 hour. I mean, do you guys utilize, and I'm not just talking about being pulled over in a sense, but it could be anything. Have you been in a situation where you had to use your lawyer knowledge to direct even the law to, and I'm not talking about in
Just
court,
your
just
regular life.
outside, yeah.
Just
So-
your regular life
Yeah.
outside of the court.
I mean, I think I was pulled over before, and I did ask, why am I being pulled over? And the reason that they told me, you're parked I can't even remember, but I said, no, officer, that's not the case, So I was able to tell him, that no, that's not the case, and this, that, and I got out of the ticket, but that, before he even tried to issue it, and maybe that was because I knew a little bit about it, but. I don't know.
Well, when I tell no lie, when I tell lie, before it even get to that point, I see them walking up to the side of the car, I hand them my driver's license and my bar card. So,
So you
Hold on, let me
he's
feel
like,
that.
I basically I let
You
them know.
can't make me a copy of that.
Oh God!
So,
you better go get your own.
but it's so funny, and I've said this to many people, like, if I get pulled over and I'm not in my suit, if I'm coming from the gym or going out, and the approach, the minute they see the bar card, the demeanor
Change.
and the approach
Right.
completely changes.
He's like, oh God, he knows the
The,
law.
the, the,
So-
thing about what I'm saying with that is that, like, okay, even at work, I don't really get lunch, right? I never really get lunch. Yes, you are supposed to take your lunch break. But I don't have to, like, I'm not gonna push it. Oh, I know that I get a lunch break, so I got to take a lunch. You know, so when they pull you over, you know, just because you know laws or the rules, you doesn't mean you have to act on it. Oh, you know, now if you're going to say, Shelly, where you going? You know, and I know I didn't have a lunch today. I'm hungry. Now I know I'm supposed to have a lunch. I'm going to say, hey. But if they're not doing nothing yet, there's no reason for you to start this law process. Well, I'm going to ask him what he pulling me over for because I know my laws. I know that I could ask him that, so I'm gonna ask him why he pulling me. No, don't do that. There's no reason to do that, and that's when we start acting out color. That's when we start acting ghetto because you start to agitate him for no reason, and it's unnecessary. That's just my point.
Plus,
But I think it's in the way that you say it. You know, it's in your tone, it's in your voice. So you can show that you know something without really agitating an officer.
But you never know how, because he's human. You never know how he's going to take it. So if you say nothing, they can't take your nothing the wrong way because you didn't say nothing. So even my tone comes off a little rough. Right, so if I ask the officer like,
no, you going straight at you.
No, that's what I'm saying. My tone comes off rough. So if I say, "Why you pull me over?" I'm already in trouble, even if I don't mean nothing by it.
What are we? I go talk nice. Even gonna block you.
Yeah,
And if you right in the camera, I'm gonna say, yeah, carry on.
That's why. And
That's why
I
love the fact that she shut something out. Cause we riding in the car together. As long as she's quiet, we good.
Guys, I should start chat. Problem. What are we in a jail?
Oh God.
But that's just, you know, that's it.
So, Mr. Sekou.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, how long have you been practicing
getting it.
law now?
Approximately 3 years.
3 years now.
Yeah.
And how long your law firm has been?
My law firm is 1.5 years old.
1.5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Located where?
Downtown Orlando.
What's the address?
390 North Orange Avenue, Suite 1550. Across the street from the Orange County Courthouse.
okay. So
good place.
So
Yeah. So all you do is just walk across the street.
Walk across the street.
across the street. But no, we forget the bail bond first, and then we can go.
Depends on the case. Depends on the case.
You said Bell's
Do
bond.
you have Instagram? Do you have an Instagram page for it too?
Yes.
And what's the Instagram?
It's at Sekou Clarke.
That's Sekou Clarke.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, it was your Instagram.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
All right,
posted it.
So most of your
I didn't
clients,
get
then,
this. I was
where
really
would you
busy
say
today.
they're from? Most of the clients, then, where you're representing right now?
Well, for immigration cases, they're all over. You know,
Okay.
all over Florida.
Mostly
the
Mexican,
Caribbean. No.
You said oh, really?
I don't.
Really?
Actually, no. It's I think the Mexicans get a bad shake.
All right.
A really bad one.
Yeah, a really bad shake because of the political landscape. It's so polarized because there's so much focus on Mexicans and what's going on at the border when that makes up for probably 25% of immigration in the country. You know, that's not where most of the illegal immigration is taking place. But again, it's just because it's a polarized, and unfortunately immigration has moved from a benefit humanitarian standpoint to now a political scapegoat. You know, and that's just my personal opinion.
I agree.
It does not reflect the views of this station.
Thank you very much for saying that.
I agree. But either way, I still agree. Well, there was an incident with everybody knows about what happened with Bahamas and it being destroyed, and a lot of people tried to get on the boat, and a lot of them were turned around due to lack of documents. How do you guys feel about that situation?
Well, you know, this country, we did pride ourselves on helping others, you know, and helping people in trouble. So that's why we have, there's TPS protection, you know, for certain, when there's certain disasters in other countries or things happen in other countries, and people can come here and be protected, or asylum, where people can be protected from, you know, political oppression and those kind of things. So, I mean, with Bahamas, I think we're doing things now, if I'm not mistaken, that there is help now,
Right.
for people coming in. I'm not sure how many people were turned around before that help was available, but, you know, I think that America has always been a place like a safe haven. So it should be extended to Bahamas as well.
Right.
Yeah. I completely agree with Stacey. But today, I had 4 Bahamian clients that came in who were paroled in because of the hurricane.
Right.
But what they were saying is a lot of them got cut off because the first batch that came over, because typically Bahamians can come to the U.S. with just their birth certificate and a criminal record. But what happened when they opened it up, a lot of immigrants from other countries used it as an opportunity. So you had Haitians, Jamaicans going through the Bahamas and coming in, and I guess that's when they decided to cut it and say, hey, you either have to show your Bahamian passport and just be more stringent or vetting. It's a word they like to use nowadays with immigrants. So they kind of increase the vetting process as a result.
Oh, okay.
So what is the process for them at this point now? I mean, they're asking you to represent them with them to get them to stay for the relief, or I mean, they're just staying because of the situation, right? So they're planning on going back one day.
Yeah, so they got 6 months.
Okay.
So I guess at the end of that 6 months, I guess DHS will decide if it's going to be extended, if the situation in the Bahamas has changed. So it just depends on those factors. Yeah.
Okay, so what advice would you give anybody that's in Bahamas right now that is trying to basically get what they need? Because, I mean, everything is destroyed. Yeah. So a lot of people don't have their birth certificate. They don't have their passport. Even if they obtained it, they don't have it physically. So what can they do now to basically try to get that work to come over?
Well, I mean, not all of Bahamas was destroyed. So, I mean, you still have Freeport, you still have Grand Bahama where there was minimal damage. Mm-hmm. So I would assume that that's where the main consulates are. So if they don't have access to their birth certificate or passport, I'm assuming that they can go to Freeport or Grand Bahamas and acquire those things and then attempt to come into the U.S. with a clean criminal record. Okay. Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, everything but clean criminal record. So if them have a record, just no bother.
Just don't even try.
Might as well run with it.
Those are the rules that DHS set.
What would be the reason you think married people wouldn't wear their wedding band?
The man switch up fast.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah.
What do you think that reason
good
would
luck,
be?
you can ease it in a little bit,
What do you think that reason would be?
Well, it depends. If the person is a doctor and they do a lot of surgeries. Mm-hmm. Stop it! Calm down. If they work out or if it's just not a thing for them.
And what do you think the reason would be, Stacey? Why married people wouldn't wear a wedding band?
Some people don't like to wear jewelry.
Exactly.
There you go.
Or sometimes it can't fit anymore.
Oh.
Gain weight. Or lose weight.
Stop it! True.
If you're just tuning in right now, we're talking to Stacey and Sekou. The two lawyers right now, so you can link them at any time. Their Facebook and the Instagram is on our page right now. You can check them out. They're doing great work, supporting the black community in any ways.
All communities.
All communities.
Well, me not care about all communities. The black community.
Right now we focus on that.
Right. So since the incident right now, as we're talking about Bahamas, your law firm, are you looking to help more the Bahamians at this point now, or are you just whoever come to the doors? Are you actually trying to, or would you go over there to try to help in any way you can with any law, if it's possible?
Help in terms of their process, or just
right to get them,
Yeah, well, that's something I don't think we can do from here.
Okay.
Per se, because DHS already outlined that they will be paroled in with a birth certificate and clear criminal record. So we can't really do anything to go around that.
Right.
You know, what we can do is when they get here, like the questions I was asked today is, how can we stay? And then that's
Right.
when you go through their background, see if they have, you know, children that are over 21 or different kinds of relief.
So with Bahamians, is the process still the same as, say, a Jamaican? Because they are coming in with their birth certificate, whereas a Jamaican, they have to get a visa. Is the process the same or is it different?
To do what?
To stay. Now I came, everything is destroyed. Me and my family are here, and we just decide we're not going to go back and we're going to stay here and be citizens. Is the process still the same?
So it's the same if somebody has to petition for you, yeah? You know, everybody goes through the same process. Other than that, for them to become a citizen, they have to have a way. You know, they just can't just come and then, you know, I want to be a citizen. So somebody's petitioning for you or a job or, you know, something like that to be able to become legal.
Okay.
And that process is like how long?
Depends on who's petitioning for you. So a spouse can, if you're already here, that can take maybe about a year, close to a year now, for you to get your residency through a spouse. If a sibling petition for you, you know, and you're overseas, that takes 10 years.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And the
Why
child
is
has
that?
to be criminal free too, right? The 21-year-old has to have a good background.
Which one?
The citizen, the person that's petitioning to get that person.
Well, there's certain crimes that a petitioner cannot have. So, you know, they look more at the beneficiary, the person that wants to come to the U.S. in terms of the criminal background, but there are certain crimes that petitioners cannot have to be able to petition for somebody.
Okay.
Would it be more misdemeanors or, I mean, obviously probably felony. but-
It's actually more one type of crime, right?
Right.
If you were convicted for any crime that involves
Violence.
abusing minors.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, sexually abusing minors or trafficking.
Okay.
Yeah.
But everything else goes.
Do they still come to your house and like check to see if that's you and him is really together and all this stuff?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
So, all right, we have a question now. I'm running away from the law, right? Just put me in that situation now. Come here legally, overstay, everything now, right? If I find a lawyer now, you know, and this is just a question, do you guys have to, like, is it confidential? Me tell you, say, boy, this is what's going on. I don't have to report me to know because I don't know if Trump have something over, I want to know and have to talk. And say, yeah, this brother come in last week, so check him out.
No, man, the attorney-client privilege is protected by the U.S. Constitution.
Okay.
So, like you cannot share anything that was discussed with a client, even if they retained it or not.
So you hear that people, if you not run with them two, right, this can help on us.
So basically, you're saying if I come into your office and tell you something, but I didn't hire you, everything I tell you is confident. You cannot say it to anybody else. I just want so that everybody understand fully.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we don't have to be afraid again.
Exactly.
You don't have to be afraid to talk.
No, and actually, if you're in a sticky situation, the best person to talk to is a
It
lawyer.
is a lawyer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I mean, the funny thing is, you know, and I'm sure Stacey has had this problem where you tell the client that, look, this is confidential. Tell me every single thing so I can better assist you.
Right.
And the client's still afraid and lie to you. And then you find out in front of the judge and then you can't help them.
Right.
So
I
like that's
agree.
the word. So if it's one person that you're supposed to can tell the truth, is your liar.
I thought it was the pastor. We can't tell the pastor again.
The pastor can't see if I'm good.
Oh God.
we had a question like 2 weeks ago. A question that, do you think, I know I'm back on this marriage thing again, but, I want to be married one day. So I want to know, right? So do you think that marriage should have an expiration date? Like, you know, you can expire it after a certain time or you could renew it.
No, I actually saw that question somewhere.
You did?
And I was like, no, because it still gives that person an easy out.
Right.
You know, because a person can be, so you're saying, all right, you have to renew your marriage every 10 years, like a driver's license or a green card.
Right.
And a person is unhappy at year 7. You know, they would just probably just hang on and just say,
Right.
you know, and just check out
Yeah, no effort.
and make everybody miserable.
Right.
Just because they know they get into year 10 and then, you know, by year 9, them start get spiteful and what. No, I mean, if they know it's a long haul, I think there's a increased probability for them to try to work it out, or just try to say, you know what, I'm done,
Right.
and save everybody the grief.
Which you both do divorces.
I do.
We did not state that. They both do divorces as well.
Yeah.
How much does divorces run?
It depends on the type of divorce, right, Stacey?
Yeah.
Stacey does more divorce than I do.
Yeah, typically anywhere from say like 3,000 and up
Yeah.
for divorce. But you know,
You
sometimes
see, that's why we need a way out. You know?
That's why they need a way out. They might not got that
That's a lot of
3,000.
money.
They might not got no money to their name. They ain't got no house to their name. They just want to get out.
$3,000.
So what's your opinion on that, the way out? I did say 20 years. Come and figure, say once you're there with somebody 20 years, you're going to want, if you're going to reach 20 years, you're going to continue. And in between that is when people are going, but that's just my opinion.
no, because people come and they'll be married 40 years and you're like, really? After 40 years you want to get divorced, you know? So I don't think there's even a time limit. It's just that if you're committed to go in it for the long haul, you know, and if you say you're going to marry somebody and you say till death do us part, why would you want an expiration date on that? You know, it just might as well be forever.
We just take out that out of there.
Yeah,
Take
we
that out?
Yeah, we take that whole
Take
part
that
out
whole part out.
till
Yeah.
10 years from now.
Till 20 do a part.
Stacey, do you think your husband should be able to answer your phone? Not your husband. I mean, somebody's husband per se. Not
Yes.
literally. Yeah. What do you think, Sekou?
Stop it! He's not that
Well,
that
I'm
not
can't.
answering is harder than answering. Trust me. Do you feel?
Sure, yeah, sure.
Now, do you think there's a difference with being your girlfriend or your wife? Do you feel like your girlfriend should be able to answer the phone, or should it be the wife? If she's
Definitely
just a
wife.
girlfriend,
Wife. Yeah.
she got a different expression. Go ahead and speak. You got the mic in front of you. What do you feel?
I think that if you're in a committed relationship and it's not an open relationship, then there's no reason why somebody else can't answer your phone.
I agree.
Well, it's
I mean, I feel like phones have evolved from just your regular flip phone where you just answer calls, you know, because now a phone has all kinds of personal information. And I feel like in a relationship, there still has to be something that is personal.
I agree.
No, but with all these little...
I agree.
No, stop. Stop it. Calm
I
down.
agree.
Stop it, calm down.
With all these security things now, you still have a way to lock your phone and still answer. So even if you don't get access to everything else, do you think it's okay for them to pick up the phone and answer? All they're doing is checking.
Right, they're
You're in the
just-
shower. It's ringing.
True, yeah.
You don't think your girlfriend or your wife should be able to go ahead and say, hey, yeah, he's in the shower.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I think so.
Let me answer that question.
Yes, go ahead and answer.
All right, nothing wrong with answering the phone, you know. Cause you see the phone a ring. The question is what happened when the phone, after the phone done ring. I'm gonna say, yo, and you look and she say, Lisa call now, right? Yeah, although she know Lisa. Lisa call. The phone, she go pick up the phone now. There is the idea that she might wonder and look and see what else is going on. So is the question just answering the phone or go in
No,
the phone?
just answering the phone.
No, go in the phone too.
Cause you
That was
can't-
the first question,
The,
but now it's
the
go in
question
the phone
I
too.
posted was, can they answer?
Yeah, I mean, all right. So that
Because you have, like I said,
right
right now, how everything
Me not say nothing wrong with it. Me
with
answer the question.
security, everything is locked. So
No,
if
you
I
can't.
lock
No,
it,
from
it's
it
already
ring,
locked.
from it ring, you can't answer it. There's no locking to the ring. From it ring, you can't answer
Yeah.
the phone. But so if I answer the question, me not say a problem with that
Yeah.
because if and the me gonna just say wife, right? So let's clarify the wife. Girlfriend not supposed to do them something, but
No,
Why-
but it does. That's what I said. Does it makes a difference that it's your girlfriend
Yeah, we
and
just
not
said
your
that.
wife?
I think,
so
well,
no, your
I
girlfriend
said-
could not answer.
Right. But it depends. If you know the person, you can answer it. If it's a mommy, answer. Father, answer.
Yeah.
Pick the
yeah,
answer.
yeah, backtracking.
But if you don't know the person, what are you answering for? I mean, it's just gonna be like, it's almost like
So I can
curiosity.
find out who it is.
You know,
I don't know who it is. I want to find out who it is.
Okay, what if it right now the phone pop up nowadays and say scammer? You gonna answer that?
No.
Obviously,
But you
not.
could be tricked because I know guys, they probably have
David, that's
Someone
Cindy
said
under
Pizza Hut.
scammer name. Right.
Supposed to say Pizza Hut.
Right.
You gonna answer?
I'm answering all calls. You know what? Forget that. I'm answering the scammer calls.
She's
too.
back. She's out. I'm answering the scam likelies and
Scam
the
likely,
nuisance
political
Like
call.
what is
I'm
the
answering all
nuisance
those.
likely and the scam?
I think that's where,
Unknown,
yeah.
it starts from this, you know. So you give them the right to answer the phone. Okay, well, who? I saw one picture, you know. Where you see that picture there? Well, the phone it ring and the phone open now. So it's kind of.
No, I think it'll keep the person on their toes. If they know that that woman or man is going to go through that phone, it's like, you know what? Let me not even go there with this person. Let me not even send this crazy text. Let me not even tell this girl or guy good morning, because you know your mate goes to that phone. You don't even want to start that up. I think it can keep you, you know,
On your toes.
on your toes. Keep you on
But
the
some
right
people
track.
are dumb
I don't know.
because they know, you hear it all the time, they know that they have that significant other that's searching and they still do the foolishness.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Listen, our phone
people
will
don't
not.
know.
Our phone will not stop a man or a woman from doing what they want to do.
and I agree.
Our phone will not.
I agree.
Right.
It would just make it more interesting.
It just makes them more deceitful.
But how you going to meet up? You got to meet up through the phone.
There be more ways of deceiving, and trust me, they probably got a burner phone hidden somewhere
Email,
under the
gotta email
sink.
them.
So, more ask you a question again. You know. There is a. Me never watch the show. I've seen a couple episodes of this divorce court or something like that.
Yeah.
With it, and then you have the maternity court or something like that.
Paternity.
Paternity.
Maternity.
Paternity, sorry. It's called paternity court, I think, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
called paternity.
All right, so I'm going to say a couple episodes, and, you know, the man I said, boy, and I feel pity because she said this during the time when she was pregnant, so we just decide, say, boy, I'm not going to do that again, right? And at this point, 10 years passed, now time for sign I tried to find out the truth now about the child now. So, in you guys' time, have you guys experienced those kind of, you know, like to figure out whose child it is and something like that? And then, what was I'm gonna say, what is the weirdest experience you guys have ever run into with that? So, like a man find out after 40 years, I don't know, feeling pit, you know.
And it's his dad's.
I mean, do you guys run into that?
Yeah, all the time. I had one recently. I think he had about 4 kids with the wife. And then after fighting, we were fighting so long. And afterwards, he got time sharing and, you know, he was adjudicated the father and everything. And then found out they weren't his.
All
So,
4.
All 4.
Wow.
All 4.
God.
Boy, I said something, but I'm going
He's
to
just a
answer. What have you
deceitful.
run into? Something like that.
I don't mean nothing crazy like that because I don't do a lot of paternity cases like that. But the most awkward situation I've been in, I am going over a case with a husband and a wife, and he's like, yeah, you know, there's this girl, she's trying to file some false claims about me, blah, 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 but the child isn't mine. And the paternity test came back negative and it wasn't mine. And the wife was like, yeah, she's a liar. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I said, all right, you know, let me check the court docket. And the screen is in front of both of them. And I pulled it up. And I saw that it actually was his.
Wow.
So I was trying to squeeze him. I was like, yo, you want me show you right now or later? And he's like, no, man, no.
He's a dummy. He
And-
is.
and the
No,
child-
that one need to stop it. Calm down, cause he's a dummy. Cause he knew the results. Cause obviously
Maybe he
he
didn't
went.
know.
He knew the results. He said it was in the system already. So
no,
that means
he didn't know that it was actually positive in the system, that it was his.
So wait, and how did he figure it was negative? Because somebody had to
He
tell
just
him.
assumed.
So he didn't read his results?
No. Mm-mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
So he found out that
Right
there
then
and
and
then
With his
in front of his wife. I just have to ask him if they need a minute or some water and come out.
Did you end up turning out to be their divorce
You
lawyer?
just said, all right,
You know what?
I'm gonna put on my hat, go outside and come
She
forward.
probably
back.
was Jamaican.
No, he
Women
was
don't
not.
leave.
Ah, yeah, that's
Look,
that, man. Yeah.
Stop the foolishness.
That's all that.
Stop the foolishness.
Not this time. Not this time.
Not all cheaters are Jamaican. Hey, Americans are cheaters too. Big ones too.
Listen, me have a question for asking on channel style.
I see it on his face.
Ask it, please.
Formulate it properly so me can talk.
Ask it, please.
He said formulate it properly.
But to the go continue, I'm trying to get it together. Boy, I can't lost it. Stop it. Lost it, man.
Stacey, where did you say your office was?
It's in Metro West. So
Metro
it's in
West.
Ashley Park off Hiawassee.
Oh, so near me.
What's the address?
7635 Ashley Park Court, Suite 503S, Orlando, Florida 32835.
Okay. And you also deal with green cards and all of that. So
I
that
do.
everything.
I do immigration, family, and accidents primarily.
Okay. And criminal.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What was like the worstest incident you had as far as
Worstest?
Shut up. That's my word. Leave me alone. What was the most devastating situation as far as accident that you had to deal with case?
Probably a client that was completely disabled after an accident. Yeah.
And
So
what was the
complete
outcome?
life change.
What was the outcome of that one?
Well, it was a settlement with the insurance company.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, at least it was life still there. So that's the only thing you got to hope for. Did we get it
All right,
organized?
me have it now.
We get it organized?
I'm going to talk to my brother over there, so Sekou, because you understand him a general right now.
Oh,
my brother, we have a question about who is more wickeder. And
Is that a word? No, let me stop.
it was who is the wickeder person in
Wickedest.
this situation right now. So, Shelly, do you have the question? Do you have all the information? Someone may want to get it right.
I do. You know, I have a crack screen
All
here,
right.
so my phone is
All
not
right, so
working
just
at
go back
its
and read the
greatest.
actual situation, and then you tell me. And I want you to put yourself in a lawyer's and defend me, you know, cause I'm here the brother, and
Oh,
imagery-
so why,
imagery is the-
why
is
I
the
gotta
woman
be the
right
one
now.
dying right now?
right. So here what I want to know. You're gonna defend imagery, and so can defend me. You
I'm
understand?
defending.
You're gonna defend
I-
imagery.
I'm
Why she do
defending-
it, and why me do it. So run it now, Shelly.
A sick woman was lying in her sick bed with her husband by her side. She turns to the husband and said, "Honey, I have a confession to make." The husband said, "Save your strength, my dear." The wife said, "No, I want to say it so that when I die, my spirit could be at rest. I have been stealing your money and giving it to my boyfriend. You are not the father of our son, Junior, and I was the one who stole your gold wristwatch and hid it in your sister's bag so that you would drive her away. Please forgive me." The husband says, "I know all these things. That's why I poisoned you. Keep calm. Let the poison work."
Stop it!
Who is more wicked, the wife or the husband?
Yes.
So, but general now, you're gonna defend me, you know, because I'm gonna claim insanity. She do all of that to me. So help me out, plead insanity right now, because that me go.
So, if you poisoned her right as soon as you found out in that moment,
Right.
then you have a good insanity defense. You can say, you know, it was a crime of passion. You know, it was heated moment and you didn't really have time to plan or think about it.
He had to find poison, so obviously it was planned.
No, I couldn't find some rat poison board over.
No, no, this is my lawyer job now. Obviously, he had to figure
You're
out
gonna
something.
then, so You have few seconds.
It don't matter. She's representing me
On the
for my
deathbed.
kids them. Cause Junior's still out there living. So right now she has to represent me for Junior. Okay?
I have to take my youth, you know. You take with my youth.
Well, I'm obviously going to say, was it a crime of passion? He had time to plan it because he found out about the baby. How old was Junior now?
Junior is like 5 years old.
Yes.
How old is you?
Junior, they don't give you no
they
age.
don't
I'm
give you no
telling.
June at 21.
Remember you were saying
I'm 21 years, you lied to me, you know.
Multiple felonies, robbery.
Yes.
All kind of.
But
But for
murder.
it to be
exactly bigger crimes here. Bigger crime. those are minute.
The worst.
Those are
Murder.
minute.
But
Yours
the
is a
question
bigger
to
crime.
the jury would be is when he found out, did he have time to cool down?
Right.
Right? So if you didn't have time to cool down, so if you find out and you vex, even if you took 1 hour to find the poison, it would be a jury that would have to decide if you had time to cool down and plan. And that's how it
You
would
had
change.
time. You had to find that.
So it's
person.
what's my defense now? What would be
I mean, you could go after the crime of passion, insanity, and try to plead it down to manslaughter.
But you're still
Versus
going
murder.
to jail. You still going to jail.
No, me go talk.
And you still got the
Me
worst
go
of
be
crimes.
like the brother there on the
Just
news
saying.
now.
Only got theft.
Somebody
only
else-
got a
somebody
little
else-
fraud.
Somebody bring me the poison. me go talk about that. Somebody else bring me it. I call on the phone. I said I don't know what to do, and they said I'm gonna help you. This side
No,
of
that's
it.
even worse. Now it's conspiracy. No.
I called my lawyer and he said, where you want with the first? So, all right. So, the only defense I have then is to plead it down, you're saying. So, me I go to jail is what you're saying.
Basically.
What I know, you're not a liar.
I mean, it depends. It depends. Who was in the room when you told her, calm down, I poisoned you?
Oh.
If nobody was in the room,
I had a recording that was tapped into my, because we suspected he did.
well, no, the facts changing. The facts.
We suspected, just like he knew, we knew he poisoned us. Because
Okay,
we've
but
been
so-
sick for a week.
So if he came to you and said, listen, I poisoned my wife, I need help. You'd be like, okay, damn, how are we going to fix this? You would still defend him because he's not a rape charge, right? So you're going to defend him and find out how you're going to get him off of killing his wife.
Yeah, I mean, it's not my job to decide if he's guilty or not. It's not my job. I took an oath.
What? What? A passion.
I know that's what
Look how
lawyers
much
do.
you
I'm just saying.
So, all right. So,
OJ
seriously,
killed the lady?
who is the wicked person in this? Who would you say?
You. Because you killed her.
Exactly. You got the bigger
Hold
crime.
on, she not dead yet, you know.
Listen.
She's dying.
Even if look, even if I didn't die and
Mentally,
you
I
decided to press charges, you're spending more time in jail than I am.
mentally,
I'm just
I'm
saying.
dying.
You
My
did.
liar, I'm dying mentally. Well, I know my family
And
embarrassed.
emotionally.
Yes, my family mash up now. Cause I'm one youth, one sperm me have. I'm try. I think
Yeah,
I
one
work.
sperm.
But it's still yours. He's yours because you were married. And you had
Exactly.
him. So
Legally, he's still yours.
Hold on.
You signed the birth
What?
certificate.
This is wife.
You signed the birth
Yes.
certificate, and he
Husband
has
and
your
wife.
he has your last name. This is Junior. So you're
not
senior.
Junior again.
You're junior.
Yes.
And no, he's still
Husband
junior.
and wife.
Nah, man.
Legally, he's still junior because on the birth
Okay,
certificate
hold on.
says junior.
Hold on. Okay, how does that work? Signing the birth certificate in Florida here work? Is it automatically yours in Florida?
If you're married.
If you're married. Yeah. So even if you don't sign the birth certificate and you're married, that child is yours
Presumed,
legally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
there you go.
So if you're not married and you sign the birth certificate, then there is a assumption that you
Maybe
are
the
the
father.
father.
So that means if you don't get divorced from your ex and you have a baby with a new dude, y'all been together for 5 years, but you still married to the old dude.
He's still stuck being the father. Wow,
yes,
that's crazy.
He can have
Yeah.
So
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you're dead. But glad someone kill you.
we back on that thing.
Minna dead.
You think Oldre killed that lady?
Oh God.
Stop it!
The glove did not fit.
Exactly.
Until
The
they
man was-
find
So you
out
don't
that-
think he killed that lady?
The man was not convicted.
What do you think? Forget the whole lawyer, the whole realness. You know, what do you think?
Why would he kill her though?
'Cause
I mean, he
'Cause
was
of
a
passion.
superstar. He was a millionaire. He could
get girls.
do whatever he wants.
maybe
So,
he was
I
on
mean,
drugs
So why kill her?
because he loved her.
I think it was too many coincidences in that state. I killed her, and even if it was a crime of passion, I'm not gonna leave a bloody glove right in my room. I just ran across way from there. I done went over how many people grass and everything else. I didn't leave it in their grass. I decided to leave it in my laundry. No, I don't think so. There's a little bit too much what's going on. Plus, they actually showed that the cop that was dealing with the case was a racist. So I'm sorry.
So, you have something to say?
No, not really.
All right, so Stacey, no, all right. And we kind of know if you weren't a lawyer, you would have a daycare, right?
Right.
Okay. So, and so what would you do if you wasn't a lawyer? This.
Track.
Too old.
He said too old.
Track coach.
I think I'd probably be in marketing or something.
The guy from
Administrative.
USA, I forget his name, would do was dope. Him still around, you know? I forget his
USA.
name. The
Gatlin?
Gatlin.
Mm-hmm.
Gatlin still around. Gatlin, an old man.
Gatlin is 30.
Oh,
Seven.
yeah, and
Oh,
he's
you
still
just
around.
call him an old man.
What I'm saying is
whole
that
fart.
37 compared to the man in my run now, which is 21, 22. That is all for track. Running 100.
So how old is the
Merlin
Jamaican dude?
Ati. Huh?
The Jamaican dude. How old is he?
You say what? The
Yeah.
boat?
He's 33, but he retired.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, Merlin Ati competed at the highest level until she was like 45, 46.
Really?
So there are still anomalies in
right.
the sport, you know.
And she was
As long
winning?
as you keep in shape and eat right.
She was winning.
Anomalies. That's a big word. What does that word mean? That means like
Really?
there's still exceptions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, one off.
She's gonna be using
I'm
that
gonna
often.
be using that.
You know, she's gonna get her
Anomalies.
bougie. I had an anomaly.
That was a nice word. I like it.
So business what you would be
Yeah.
involved into.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always been into business. Like my mom always said, from I was in prep school, I would take my lunch and sell it and save up the money and buy things I want.
You hear that, Mom?
Always trying to find some kind of venture to make money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's why you went into lawyer, because it was like they make more money.
Did anybody inspire you to be a lawyer?
Yeah. One of my mentors in high school, he was a judge in the Hague. So the Hague is like the international court that governs like war criminals like terrorists and stuff. And he was my mentor, and he kind of planted the seed from when I was in high school at JC. So yeah.
Would you go back home to Jamaica and utilize what you've learned here to help people down there?
I would try to do both. I would love to practice here and in Jamaica. Yeah, but I am working on some initiatives to try to assist young lawyers and young business people in Jamaica to further themselves here and.
Well,
throughout
your
the world.
license, you guys' license don't work both places, right?
No.
No. So if you did want to basically practice there, you'd have to go through the whole process again, correct?
There's actually a 6-month course that you would have to do in Jamaica to get barred if you're already barred in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, which is a lot more easier doing those 6 years again.
exactly.
3 years.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you
Would
guys
you-
know who Mackerel is?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. So even the lawyers know who Mackerel is.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Would you go back and practice home?
Not to live, but anything that I can do over there. And I think like the work that we do in terms of immigration, that's still helping people in Jamaica or overseas stay with their families or rejoin in their families. So that's kind of my contribution.
Okay.
Somebody out there?
No, I think somebody was knocking on.
Okay.
Is there any kind of situation right now in Jamaica that you guys disagree with that deals with the law that you don't agree with?
I know Stacey will say they should free cartel, right?
Free world boss. Free world boss.
Oh God!
Just kidding.
I
Just
heard the
kidding.
tape.
Just
Because I
kidding.
heard that man saying he killed the guy on that tape. Why is everybody saying free this guy and the man say he killed the person?
Because the tapes can be altered.
We can't say that.
Listen,
Listen.
We don't have a
First,
it's not nice. That
First
man
of
has
all,
the person
tapes-
that passed has a family.
tapes can be altered.
Nobody said it was altered. I
Actually,
didn't hear
they
nothing
did.
about it being altered.
Actually, they did. They did stated that his phone was in the possession of the police, and a lot of things were deleted, and a lot of things were put in.
So in
Wow,
Jamaica,
you know the
they
facts.
Thank
fighting
you.
over phones. They altering phone
Listen,
messages.
when you want to get somebody big, you gotta do what you gotta do, and there's people who are willing to break the laws, even the ones that's under law.
So you saying you don't believe Cartel killed that man?
I'm not saying he didn't, but I believe there was a lot of corruption that was dealt with in the court.
Please, imagery.
It's the truth. You gotta listen. If I want to get you, and I can, and I have all the resources to, I'm gonna do what is necessary, even if I feel like you're guilty. I'm not saying he didn't, but I believe that there were a lot of things that were done illegally.
Well, Ting have a clash coming up, and I guess he gonna play Cartel, so he not saying whether the Cartel killed this guy or not.
I mean, free world boss. So, I guess because time, because
Yeah,
we
we
dey
are-
pass with time. So, give them your information where them can link you and and explain to them what you actually can do for them at this particular time, so them know.
Okay. If you need any legal assistance, you can call me at 877-538-6294. Like I said before, I do immigration, family accidents primarily. I'm a former prosecutor, so I have trial experience, and that's where criminal defense comes in. A lot of immigration is tied into criminal defense too, with removal proceedings and that kind of thing. So to have an attorney that knows criminal defense as well as immigration. I've been doing family law since I was in law school, so I was a certified legal intern, so I know that's my family law background.
Okay.
You hear that?
And then go ahead and give them the address to the office.
7635 Ashley Park Court, Suite 503S, Orlando, Florida 32835. If you want an attorney that's going to fight aggressively for you, that's me.
That's all like a commercial.
Yes.
For a small fee.
Small, yes, a small.
Oh, God. Just reference Pillow Talk and we talk after the year. So, Sekou, give us the rundown on you, my general.
All right, so you can find me at clarklawgroup.com, and that's Clark with an E. I'm located at 390 North Orange Avenue, Suite 1550, Orlando, Florida 32801. Phone number is 407-295-2138. You can text and WhatsApp that number as well. Okay. What do? I do primarily immigration and personal injury. Within immigration, I do the family-based petitions. I do business and investor visas. I do sports visas. And I also do deportation defense. Immigration is very personal to me because at one point in my life, I was out of status. I got denied 3 times.
Wow.
Before I was legal here. So I know what it feels like to be in that, that stifled position, and I know how to advise. I do personal injury. Within personal injury, I do auto accidents and medical malpractice, and also civil litigation. So if you have someone who owes you money, or you signed a contract and the person breached it, my firm can do that. We have a nice size group, so we can handle multiple cases. One niche that we've been creating is we do a lot of mass filings now for like small to mid-sized companies who want to bring in workers or specialized immigrants. We do mass filings, meaning we can do 40, 50 visas and get those cranked out in a short space of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
have a question to ask you too. I watch a lot of Law and Order. And it
Me
appears to me that they work on the case as it drop in day to day. I mean, are you guys that hands-on with the actual, so a client walking on Monday, do you guys work on it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every client like that, or do you move it on to assistants or something? Because it seems like Law and Order, as them get the case, them will work on it, at them alone. Deal with that all through until it go court and everything. They're the one in front of the judge denying the bail, all kind of things. I mean, I said, them now have nothing else for do.
So they're prosecuting cases, though,
Okay.
right? I don't
Yeah.
really watch Law and Order.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
not defense.
Okay.
They are
Yeah, they're the
prosecuting.
DA.
Yeah, so it's different. So we're on the defense side where we're saving people from going into jail, and they're putting people into jail.
Right, but may I say, them on it day after day, them not getting a break. Them, it's like they want to lock that person. Do you guys?
So like it depends. If you come in and you call me and your family member calls me and say, hey, you're in jail right now, and you have a bond hearing coming up tomorrow, well then I have to jump on it after you sign the retainer.
Okay.
That's
Right.
that's
Some
when
money again.
that's when I jump on it. But if you know,
Aren't I entitled to representation for free? I mean, I think that.
No,
No, that's
That-
no. That you're talking about public defender,
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yes.
yeah.
which I did have a question for that.
If
Remember,
you
he
qualify.
got an office across from that courthouse. That office is
Yeah,
expensive,
but-
so you have to pay first.
That's all.
Nothing
public,
free.
Public parking the next
But-
day.
but you get what you pay for.
Yes,
We only
that's
do
important.
quality. We
and
only do
that
quality.
is very important to get what you pay for. Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, as a human being, I don't take a case unless I truly know that I can help you and get a result. I will not take your money if I know deep down in my heart that I cannot
Help
you. Yeah.
I did have a question, and it's pertaining to, it's a little bit of Zimmerman. I agree with the law because when you're being as a suspect, you didn't go to trial yet. I don't believe you're supposed to go to jail first, because there's people in jail that haven't even been to court for like a year, 5 years. I don't believe they should be able to hold you in jail if you have not actually been prosecuted yet. So why do we have so many people that are in jail that have not been to trial yet? They're waiting for trials. They're waiting to get convicted as a suspect or something. I believe you're supposed to sit out of jail until you decide and figure out that I'm not guilty or I am guilty.
Well, you can if you get bail, and you're able to post
So
bail.
majority of them you feel majority of them in there because of bail?
Maybe, it's some people that can't pay their bail, or some people that don't have bail. So if you're a risk to the community or you're a flight risk, then you won't be given a bail, and because they don't want people just running off on certain types of cases. So it just depends on your circumstance. But I don't think you should be sitting there for a year without, any kind of representation or anybody or nobody ever touching your case. With criminal, you go to court pretty often. So, you know what's going on. There could be continuances on your case for certain reasons. So, but you're just not sitting in jail for a year without ever seeing
Is somebody
the judge.
telling you they're sitting there, imagery?
No. I'm
Okay.
just saying the
See my
process.
text scene. Yo, help me.
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And there are no free advice.
No. No. It's just I've seen the process because a lot of people were saying when Zimmerman was accused of shooting the young man, everybody was upset that he got released that same night, which I'm like, legally, you're supposed to. If you're not proven guilty yet. They just
You know what,
suspect
Law
you
and
did.
Order
No. Oh my God.
Take
You're
that
not-
Law and Order, boy.
them not let you out. Them
No,
a try
but
keeping in a jail.
I
Them
was one of those people, even though I don't agree what he did. I agreed that the fact that they were supposed to let him out
No,
because
they're not.
legally he didn't go to court and say that he was guilty yet.
them have trial and them have the pre-trial and then them.
Yes, I know.
But the police
I
then
know.
pick you up first.
No, but a lot of people were upset.
Suspect you did some
No,
kind of
you're not
crime.
listening to what I'm saying. A lot of people were upset that the night it happened, they took him in,
Right.
they questioned him,
Okay.
and then they released him. A lot of people were upset. Why is he not behind bars? And I'm like, legally, he wasn't supposed to be. How the system is supposed to be is you go in for questioning, they feel it may be a little sketchy, okay, I'm going to let you out. Legally, you're supposed to be out. So I agreed with the fact that, yes, he was supposed to be released. A lot of people were upset that the fact that he was not arrested that time. So that's what I was asking.
Well, I just have one question to him.
Okay.
Stacey, you submissive?
Yes.
Good answer. Now we can wrap it up.
Simone, Shelly Simone, are you
Big up.
submissive?
Absolutely.
Big up Stacey Wilson from the Wilson Law Group. Soko, you don't know Sekou.
Sekou. bless
Sekou
up.
Clarke. Right? And them have a little ES at the EQ. ASQ at the end, right? Meaning that they're actual lawyers. I don't know where that drop in, but them said
It's like the doctors, they got the DR.
whatever.
So they got the ESE.
MD. They don't
Well,
have
yeah,
DR.
DR, yeah.
They've been in, so when you see these people, they're very educated, with a lot of respect. We had a question
That's
earlier
the
to ask. Somebody did
dyslexia
text him, but we don't know if we have time to ask about when you guys were going to law school and all these things, and you became this famous. We don't want to say famous, but you gave some kind of
Famous.
respect. in the
That's right,
community.
give her her title.
How was it in like meeting somebody? Did you feel like you have to date a lawyer, or you could have talked to any person that's off of the streets? Or you feel like you were stuck within this, no, I have to date this kind of people, I have to live this type of life?
I never felt like I had to be with an attorney. I just wanted to be with whoever was genuine and loved me.
She coming like you.
Yeah, that's why she's submissive.
I let her. She coming like you.
Sekou, give it that fast.
Yeah, he sounded just like me.
What you feel like? You felt like you were stuck talking, you had to talk to this type of
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
long hair,
No.
white girl. No.
No,
No,
I'm
hair
not
long,
doing
hair
that.
white.
As long
He's
as
dark.
I mean,
He like them light anyway. Is your wife
As
light skin
long-
or dark skin?
as,
Is your wife light skin?
Light-
See,
as long
see.
as long as them down to earth, you know, keep it 100, love me for me, you know, and not the liar. You know, we're all good.
But to do not get rid of alright, so criminal drop off of the list, thief drop off of the list. Them people are good people too, you know, but we don't like talk to them again. People listen to Pillow Talk, you know, we don't talk.
You know,
Friend
yeah.
them there past you. Yeah, I understand. So check them out. Like I said, they're great lawyers. Them can any situation so far it looks so like them can deal with it good. So you call them, link them up. You know, it's great having them on the show today. And I guess we'll talk to you again, Shelly, with the exit.
Have a good night. No, I'm just playing. Real quick.
Actually, can you
follow our
throw up
YouTube,
the
YouTube?
Halloween party for
Oh,
the
the
kids?
Halloween party. Let's not
Yes.
forget about the Halloween party.
Yes, the kids. Every
Okay.
year I keep a Halloween party for the kids in the community. I need everyone that can donate. Please go ahead and donate candy, juices, whatever you can donate.
The Halloween is
Time
is
is
when?
actually on Halloween. It's just to basically try to keep the kids out
What
of the
day is
street.
that?
It's a Thursday, October 31st.
Okay. All right.
And it's at the Spot Events. Everybody is welcome. Everybody's free. Food is free. Candy free. Fun is free. Everything is free.
Can you bring your own bottle?
No alcohol.
Just asking. Huh?
No alcohol. It's
So
kids.
Halloween party, check it out. At the spot forward. It's not all night. So
No, it's
forward
not.
early.
It's from 5 to 8.
5 to
Bring
8,
out your
yeah.
kids. Enjoy. And it's a nice, fun environment. I do games, everything. So, yeah.
And you don't know, big up this weekend you have the sound system identification down at Palm Bay. And you have look out for the Clash forward in Purge.
You got
This
Purge
weekend
on, Sunday,
Sunday.
the 29th. Yeah.
So look out for the party I forward up. And look out for my brother party I forward this Sunday too. Famous 20, so you can check out that one there.
Yeah, that's Thursday. Is it Thursday or is it
No, theme party on Sunday.
or Sunday? Okay.
Yeah. I think, yeah. Not this Sunday, but
I didn't see the flyer. So
not this Sunday, the October.
Oh, October. Okay,
yeah,
okay,
October.
okay.
Like I said, we have a friend them in the building. We're big lawyer friends them. So we'll turn to them if we ever need anything. Definitely. And I have one more flyer to read. But I'm not even going to read the flyer. I'm going to just play the ads. Because I'm a friend there.
Central Florida, October 26, 2019. True the Praise. Presented by Temple of Truth in Christ Restoration Center. Featuring all the way from Kingston, Jamaica, the one and only Mr. Junior Tucker. The talented and captivating voice of John Myers. Sister Gigi, Sister Arlene, Monique Morgan, and Paul Brown. You can't afford to miss this time. Advance tickets can be purchased at eventbrite.com. The event, Do the Praise, is located at 5503 North Hiwassee Road, Orlando. Come hear the sound of the Simple Touch Band. Showtime 6:30. Yes, October 26th, Junior Tucker. For more information, call 321-421-9276. See you